Hey guys! So for today's crochet video, I am really excited because I am going to be crocheting with the cotton yarn that I dyed a few months ago. Uh, Here is some of it. If you've not seen that video, I will link it above. But it is the Lions brand 24/7 cotton that I hand dyed with Tulip brand dye, and I have been waiting to work with this, and I just have not been able to figure out what I wanted to crochet. I still haven't figured out what I want to crochet with this yarn. I I'm gonna start working on it today. Uh, I might do a top-down raglan sweater. I might not. The only thing I really know is that I'm going to be using a 5mm crochet hook. I have been using a 5.5 for a lot of my projects, but I think this yarn will be better suited for a 5. I just wanted to go down a little bit in size. It's not as thin as the regular 24/7 that you can buy. It's about the same thickness as most worsted weight acrylics. So I don't have to go down size, but I just want to. I want to see if that'll help at all with the working of it. Um, I I think, like I said, I have no idea what I'm gonna do with it. I don't even know if it's enough to do a raglan sweater because I have 8 of these and they're only 3.4 ounces each, whereas the rainbow raglan that I made a while back, I had 6 and they were 4.5 ounces. So, like, is it the same amount of yarn? I don't know. But also, like, I needed more yarn for the rainbow one because it was a little tight. So it's kind of like I'm not quite sure if it's going to be what I make. I don't know if I have enough anyway. So I don't know. I need to do some more research. Um, if I find any kind of reference photos, I will try to remember to show you guys at some point. But yeah, I want to know if it's like if I like working with it because, like I mentioned in the Rainbow Raglan video, I had bought 24/7 in a couple different colors with the intent of making a sweater with it, only to find it was really thin and that the yarn, as I pulled it out of the skein from a center pull, it was really energized and it was twisting up bad as I worked on it, like tightly twisted up. Uh, so hopefully it won't do that this time because it's been handled. You know, I had it in the hanks which is how I bought it, and those were unraveled to just be the looped yarn. Uh, all of the handling as I dyed it, and then as I put it on the Swift and wound it up with my yarn winder into the cakes they are now. Hopefully, all of that activity means that there is no energy in the yarn and it will not twist as I work with it. So, uh, I will most likely see you at the end for the reveal and wrap up. And I hope you enjoy watching me work with cotton yarn for the first time.
that I'm really bad at, and that is matching colors together, which I can, of course, once the words secret pants were uttered from these lips. I can't not do it. I'm going to basically directly copy this one, except make it secret pants. Waistband. One section here, here. Some trim ribbon in between every layer. Lace and scrotum. The color that.
Did you enjoy watching me crochet? Do people enjoy watching people crochet? Anyway, it's done. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. It really didn't take me that long. Today is November 11th, and I think I started on like October 26th. This went by really fast. And there was a couple of days where I was just doing nothing but working on this. I also took like 3 days to do something else, crochet-wise. That's not done yet. And I'm not going to make a video for that because it's a Christmas gift for someone. But yeah, it went by really fast. A little recap. There were 8 cakes of the Lion brand 24/7 cotton that I had hand dyed. Each one was 3.4 ounces. And what I ended up deciding on, which you couldn't really tell from watching me crochet it, was a shawl using the granny stitch. It's really easy. Basically, how you start is by doing half of a granny square. You just basically do two clusters, so that's one corner, and then you turn and you go back, and you turn and you go back, and it grows bigger and bigger and bigger. Having never crocheted with the 24/7 cotton or with skeins that small, I didn't know how much I was going to get out of them. Obviously, I was going to get a lot because it's 8 of them, but I didn't know, like, that's why at the beginning of the video I said I'm not sure what I'm going to make, because I don't know how much I have, and I can't really correlate it to things that I've made with other sizes of skeins. Like, I briefly considered doing the raglan top-down sweater, but the most recent one, I had 6 4.5 ounce skeins, where this was 8 3.4, and maybe I would have been able to do it considering how big the shawl turned out, but you really don't know. So let me show you how it turned out. And here it is. Wow, you can really see it on camera. So if you did not watch the video of me dyeing this yarn, there was definitely going to be variation between each skein. I wanted them to try and be similar enough with the colors and if any kind of striping might happen, but because I didn't have enough and all the issues that I had doing my first time dyeing yarn, there was definitely some variation. I don't hate it though. Like, I could definitely see that V that's happening. So that's, you can see starting from the center, that was one cake. That V was a second cake. And then as the bigger it got, the less obvious the striping of each cake was. I will say, did I say this already? I ran out before finishing the last row. So I was like, well, I had a feeling this was going to happen. At first, I reduced my stitches to be 2 double crochets for each cluster, and then sometimes 2, sometimes 1, but it looked really bad. It started to kind of curve inward, and it just was not laying straight. So what I ended up doing was I did one more cluster here, and then into the V of the previous row, I did a half double crochet, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, slip stitch, and then a couple of slip stitches, and then I tied it off, and then I weaved my end back in. So it's like a gradual downshift. I didn't want it to be double crochet and then a sharp end. I wanted to kind of gradually curve it down to be more flat with the previous row, which is fine. I was this far away from the end, but obviously having no idea how much I had and how big it would be, it didn't turn out great. So where's the center? Here's the center right here. You can see it's two granny stitch clusters, so 2 clusters of double crochet with a chain 2 in the middle. I watched the tutorial. Let me raise this up a little bit. That's a little better. I watched a tutorial on how to do the easy crochet shawl, granny stitch, all that kind of stuff, because I wasn't sure if I want to try and learn a new stitch or not. And if I did do that, it would be more complicated and I would have to like keep referring back. And when I'm learning new stitches, it's the act of doing that helps me learn. I can't just watch a video, figure out how to do it, and then go. So I have to constantly refer back. That's why I don't like learning new crochet stitches that much. And that's why you see me do a lot of the same thing, a lot of double crochets. Let's put it on. With how big it is, I was wondering if I can have it. No. So I'm not petite enough with the size of a shawl. It would have to be much bigger for it to wrap across the front and tie around the back. Maybe with some steaming, and if it stretched out a little bit more, it would. It reaches past my butt a little bit. I don't know how well you can see that. But yeah, I really like how it turned out. I love the colors. As you know, these are my favorite colors. So I think it turned out really great, and I have unlocked, I said that really weird, I have unlocked shawls as a thing that I can make. And I'm trying to not make a bunch. I have some yarns that I've had for a while that I either tried to make something out of or haven't made anything out of, and I'm like, don't make a bunch of shawls, just like don't make a bunch of sweaters. Because that was one of the reasons why I didn't want to make another sweater, because it's like I've been making sweaters for the last few years. I have a pretty large collection of sweaters and cardigans, and I don't want to make another sweater. So that's why I decided to do a shawl. And now that that's been unlocked for me, I'm trying not to make a bajillion shawls. One of the things that I wanted to learn is if I like working with cotton yarn, having had trouble with the pre-packaged, pre-dyed Lion Brand 24/7 cotton and the twisting, that did still happen, but not to as an extreme degree. I want to sit down. I got tired of standing. So it did still twist up on me as I was crocheting. And I was asking some friends on a crafting server, and they said that it was because of the way it was twisted in being manufactured. The yarn itself, not the twisting of the skein or anything like that, because this was never a skein. It was a hank that I had turned into a cake after handling it through the dye process. And I thought maybe that would prevent it from twisting on me. Sorry, I have a new tripod that's much taller and has some different features, and I'm still trying to figure out what works best with like setting it up and stuff like that. I also have to take into account how much I slouch sometimes. I try not to for videos, but I don't feel like sitting up straight today. So to answer the question, yes, I do like crocheting with cotton yarn. It's soft, and that, granted, that has to do with the fact that it has been washed, but also just the brand in general can be very soft. It was soft before I dyed it. If I try a different brand, which I most likely will, because the 24/7 pre-packaged, pre-dyed ones are a thinner yarn. Even though it says on the packaging you can use that it's considered a 4-weight, just like this was considered a 4-weight, it was considerably thinner than what I'm used to. And I would have had to use like a 3.5 or 4 millimeter crochet hook with the other brand, and I didn't like the prepackaged version. I didn't like that. Other brands I know about is Lily's Sugar and Cream or Peaches and Cream. I know that Michael's has them. I'd have to look at them again. I only kind of glanced at them before I had ever decided to do this project. But I definitely want to try dyeing yarn again. I learned a lot. I know what to do to improve, but I will not be buying as much as I did last time. I also have a different color scheme in mind, so I am most likely going to be buying a pre-skeined yarn, like a skein of cotton yarn in a different brand, and turning it into hanks myself in a bright white, because the colors that I want to try next time are bright yellows and bright greens, and a bright white will help that show up much better than the more neutral, not taupe, like beige kind of cream. I think it was actually called ecru, which is a term for like beiges and stuff like that. So it'll, the beige color of this, I didn't mind it peeking through. It works with the darker greens and the brown, and there are some bright greens that show through in some spots, but I don't mind any of that. But with the next one, with the yellow and bright greens, I want a white yarn. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy crochet, sewing, or any other kinds of crafts, please consider a follow. I upload every Sunday, and I hope to see you there. Bye.